fool. You know how we do it. West side, you know west side, but the west side.
Hello and happy Friday! How are you doing? We all know what Friday means, right? It is Fancy Friday. Thank you for supporting me while I took my break. And I am back now. And I want to say hi to my biggest supporter, my daddy. Alright, so Fancy Friday is a day where I celebrate being able to be fancy. And being fancy really is subjective. It doesn't have to be clothes. It doesn't have to be the bling. It can just be a way of thinking. It can be using your beautiful dishes that you never use or that you save for company or guests when you really should be using them for yourself. So it's really just, like I said, it's kind of a state of mind. I started it on Fridays in 2020 when, we had to stay home, and I was like, oh, I never get fancy anymore. And it's like, well, why can't I? And that's the whole point of this, is you can, and you should. You really, really should. And so I'm going to encourage you this week to pick a day and just do something fancy for yourself. And like I said, it doesn't have to mean clothes. It could mean getting out your beer stein, setting it next to you, and sipping it while you watch TV, and feeling like you're at the beach, or feeling like you are the king of the house, or the queen of the house, or whatever it is, because that's what this is all about. It's about being fancy, but like I said, it doesn't have to be the way I am fancy. So I made a few changes to how I'm going to do Fancy Friday from now on. But first I'm going to show you my outfit, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm doing a little different. Okay, so let me situate the camera a different way. Okay, so this is a dress. It is by Lululemon. Now, sleeves like this are one of my favorite, okay? This is a heavier material, so I probably won't wear this very often. It's actually not mine, but because it's heavy. So, as you know, I like to wear lightweight pants because I get hot all the time. It's a great length. It's just right below my knees. It's got a ruffle at the bottom. Like I said, these are just way too awesome. And it has a higher neckline than I usually have. It's like a t-shirt neckline. And so I really like the idea of putting something to just give it some bling. I probably, if I was going out, I'd probably wear some really long earrings that were silver as well. All right, so in the past, what I have done with Fancy Friday is I've picked a product and given you a review. And while I do like doing that, I think that I want to go a different route, and I want to talk about self-care. Okay? Because that is also something that has really that has really come to my attention starting in 2020 is self-care. And what do we do to take care of ourselves? And a lot of us, especially women, but not just women, we get used to taking care of everybody else and we don't take care of ourselves. And the Fancy Friday was kind of a form of self-care for me, but I realized that it wasn't the only part. So one of the things is affirmations, and one of the things is to make sure that I'm doing something, if not daily, weekly, that is just for me. One of the things that I found out is that water is my calming. Water is what I need, and I don't mean drinking water. A lake, a pool, a beach, anything like that. It is just pure self-care for me. Everybody is different. I would love to hear what your self-care, if you know what it is. A lot of times we don't know what it is. So, anyway, I first want to talk about affirmations. So, this week, I would like you to tell yourself, sorry, I wrote it down because I forget all the time. I am proud of me. Or you can look in the mirror or a camera and you can say, I am proud of you. It feels weird the first time you do it. I also have gotten to where I give myself a high five. And so if you want to do that and say, I am proud of you, you can do that as well. And that feels very weird to give yourself a high five as well. But you have to remember that we talk nicer to other people than we do ourselves. And we have to remember that what we say to ourselves matters a lot, okay? When you think about berating a child or someone in your life and just telling them horrible things, and think of how that makes that person feel. Well, when you berate yourself, it's the same way. So remember, every day, I don't care if you do it in the morning, I don't care if you do it at night, I am proud of me. And if you have to come up for some reasons, say, I am proud of me because. It could be as simple as, I am proud of me because I got up out of bed today. And you know what? Sometimes that is your greatest accomplishment. And there is nothing to feel ashamed about. Absolutely nothing. It doesn't have to be big. And you don't have to come up with a reason. You shouldn't have to have a reason. Okay? You can be proud of you just because you're you. Okay? A lot of times you're proud of somebody else, and it's not necessarily because they did anything. It's just because they're yours, right? And you can say, I'm proud of me because I'm me, because I'm mine. So that is an affirmation that I want you to do. And I want you to tell me how it was. Did it feel weird? Are you somebody who already does affirmations? I'd love to hear if you are, and I want to hear some of your affirmations because that would be awesome. So self-care, like I said, everybody's different, but this week I want you to try the self-care of listening to some music, your favorite type of music. It could even be your favorite song. Once a day would be great, but even if it's just once a week, just when you feel that you need some self-care, does music do it for you? Because I'm going to be really honest. When I'm in a bad, horrible crying mood, like something horrible has happened for me, I need sad songs because I need to cry. And I put on these saddest songs I can think of. And that crying just comes and it cleanses me. But that's not actually self-care. I mean, it might be because that's what I need at the moment. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that soothes your soul. Country music, like I said, just a song that just does it for you. Just, musical music, something just in the background, but something that soothes your soul. What kind of music do you like best? Because I'm kind of a pop person, and I do listen to Christian worship music, so I can give you some ideas if you'd like, but really, I want you to make this personal. What kind of songs do you personally like that soothes your soul, that gives you some care? It might be dancing. I love to have some fast dancing music, and that really not just gives me some self-care and some soothing, but gets me moving in my heart, and I just really feel like I have just accomplished something when I just dance to one song. You ever feel like that? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Fancy Friday. I'm trying to come up with a good name to add, like Fancy Self-Care Friday. That doesn't really roll off the tongue, so I'm not really Fancy Affirmation Friday. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something. So if you have a good name, I'd like to hear that too. So anyway, I hope you're having an awesome Friday. I hope you have an even more awesome weekend, and I will talk to you later.